So now we're going to try another one of these limited reactant problems, and we're going to focus on the excess reactant this time. Same drill as last time. We'll call it stoichiometry limited reactant round 2. Anyway, so you have to have your balanced chemical equation. This is the Haber process that you're looking at. So you've got nitrogen plus hydrogen reacts to give ammonia. And then you got to balance it. There's a 2 there. That makes a 3 there. All right, and these aren't very clear. Do the best I can with this marker. Okay. And then now, once you have this, you get your balanced equation. Now you have to identify your given and your required. So, here's your required over here. How much product will I make? So that's going to be the required information down there. All right, and then back here you have 2 givens. Okay, so here's, I'll call it G1. And here's G2, all right, for our 2 givens. So now basically what we do is we take the information, it's 3 grams each, and we just start running the stoichiometric problems based on that. So you got 3.0 gram of nitrogen, you got 3.0 gram of hydrogen, and we just start working the problem as any stoichiometric problem that we would work. 1 mole of nitrogen weighs, and I know the writing isn't very clear. I mean, my stylus is just kind of big. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, it weighs 28 grams for nitrogen, and then molar ratio for every 1 mole of nitrogen, I have 2 moles of ammonia, 2 mole NH3, and, again, it's not 100% clear. That's a 3 over there. Anyway, for every 1 mole of ammonia, it weighs 17 grams. So at the end of that problem, it tells me I get 3.6 grams of NH3. All right, and then that's a 3 actually. And then now let's see, for the next one, I just keep working it. 1 mole, and it's hydrogen, and a mole of hydrogen weighs 2 grams of hydrogen. And then for every 3 mole of hydrogen from our equation above, we get 2 mole of NH3. So these are very similar. A mole of NH3 weighs 17 grams, and you run your calculator and you end up with 17 grams of NH3. So we can go back to our original equation, and we kind of look at it, and we see that it says, first of all, how much product will I make? So how much product will I make? I will make that much. That's product. All right, so there's product made. All right, and then it says, which, by the way, that also the name of that is theoretical yield. So in theory, I can make this much product. All right, that'll be 3.6 grams. So that's the answer to the first part. Then it says, identify the limiting reactant and the excess reactant. Well, the thing that limits the amount of product I can make is nitrogen. So nitrogen, I'm going to say nitrogen is limiting. All right, so nitrogen is limiting. And then the excess, therefore, okay, hydrogen is excess, All right, so there's one of my answers. There's another answer. I've got that all kind of stepped out. Now I kind of have to go and look, and it says, okay, so identify the limiting reactant. I've got that, and the excess reactant. And then it says calculate the amount of excess reactant left over. So I need to calculate. So it's really telling me, and I'm going to change my color again. It says, so now I'll call it part 2. It's calculate excess left over. And when it says calculate the excess, it's excess what? Well, hydrogen is my excess. So really, I'm calculating how much hydrogen. So now what do? What I do is I look back at my information back over here, and it tells me that, I actually made, so product made was 3.6 grams, but I could have made 17. I could have made 17 grams if I had enough stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the could have made, so 17 grams, could make. All right, and then I'm going to subtract the amount I actually made, which was 3.6 grams made. All right, and when I do that, what that tells me is it tells me, how much I could have made if I had all the stuff that I needed. So I could have actually made an extra, could have made 13.4 grams of NH3 extra, and that's if I would have had enough stuff to make it. But you see, the problem doesn't ask me how much ammonia I have left over. I mean, I don't have ammonia left over. That's the product. I need to figure out how much hydrogen is left over. So I take this number, all right, I take this 13.4 over here, and I just plug it into equation, and I solve it for hydrogen. So I'm going to take 13.4 grams of ammonia, all right, and then for every 1 mole, it's 17 grams, okay, and then our molar ratio for every 2 mole of ammonia, I have 3 moles of hydrogen, 3 mole hydrogen, and then now 1 mole of hydrogen weighs 2 grams for hydrogen. Okay, and then when I run that through the calculator, I end up with a number which is 2.4 grams. So 2.4 grams of hydrogen. All right, and that, by the way, is the amount excess. So that is excess hydrogen. All right, so there you go. That's how you do one. Those are the various answers. We had to calculate the excess hydrogen. So excess hydrogen's down here, and we have all the other pieces of the equation that we were asked to do. Hope you enjoyed this, and again, it's sort of the same drill as last time, just to give you a little more background on it.